Andrew, how difficult is that?
It is a bit more difficult than you think. Yeah, it was good fun getting out there and having a bit of a spin around with the cars. Straight line stopping's pretty easy, but trying to avoid a couple of corners and a couple of trucks, that's pretty hard.
What do you like behind the wheel?
I think I'm all right. Yeah, I think I'm better than my wife, so that's all that matters.
Who out of the boys struggled, do you think?
Probably Mitch Hibbard, one of our first year boys, probably a little bit timid behind the wheel, kept braking going into the exercise, so didn't really want to go the speed limit.
Well, on the footy, just sorry, I would both say, on the footy now, I mean, another big game on Friday night. I mean, now that you're only 2 games inside, do you start to feel any sort of extra heat now?
No, we spoke to the group yesterday. We're still in the best position I've been at the club in 10 years. So, although it's been really disappointing the last 4 or 5 weeks not to be able to get a win, we're still in good shape. It would be nice to have a few guys running around out there, but we think the guys that are fitter and available, should be able to get the job done. So, it was pretty positive coming out of the review. I think everyone can see a way forward, and we just got to go and try and rectify it.
When you reviewed that game, how did you explain the first quarter? I mean, beaten on the scoreboard, smashed in tackles, smashed in clearances in what was such a big game for you?
Yeah, we're really disappointing, especially centre bounces. We were beaten pretty convincingly, in which we probably would have thought it would have been a pretty good strength of ours. So that was disappointing, but we still had opportunities to score in that first quarter. We didn't take them, and Port went up the other end and got off to a really good start. So, there's a bit of that stuff, a couple of really just sort of soft goals that we could have easily avoided. So I think there was a bit of a combination of those two things.
Is Todd playing through some difficulty at the moment? Because he seems half the player he was in the first half of the year.
Oh, no, I don't think he's... I think he had a couple of injury woes, a month, 2 months ago. So, while he's probably not 100%, he's pretty close to it. So we're going to back him into, he still gives us pretty good use, in the air, and he probably just hasn't been as effective around the ground as what he has been. So, but we know what type of player he is, and he's proved it now over a long period.
Aside from Todd, does that centre clearance work come down to set up, or does it come down to application? How do you sort of finger on?
A bit of both. I think we still we looked at the first possession, the ability to get your hands on the ball first, and I think we won that quite easily. But we, for whatever reason, that we didn't convert them into clearances. So I think we still got the ability there. We think we just got to change a couple of little things, be a bit cleaner, try not fumble as much, and we'll be right.
From where you were after 9 games when you hadn't lost a game to where you are now, lost however many in the past 6 or 7. How much of a difference is that in terms of performance, do you think, to get to where you are now?
Oh, I don't think it's a lot. I think we're, the basics of our game are still there. We're probably just not executing as well as what we have, and we probably, that pressure that we were applying in the first sort of 9 games, which was probably keeping us in games and winning us games, is probably just that little bit off. So, it's a fine balance, football, and a lot of things add up to some losses. So if we can just rectify those, I'm sure we'll be all right.
You touched on it the other day, but how much has the belief taken a hit during this period?
It always takes a little bit when you're not winning. But as I said before, we're 10-6. We're in the best position we have been. We always find that at this stage of the year we've been chasing ourselves and trying to just get into the 8. Whereas at the moment now we're still we're in there, and now we just got to try and finish off the year, which we've been historically pretty good at.
Drew was quiet again on the weekend. Wayne Carey said it's probably time he had a run in the VFL. Is it getting to that stage with Drew?
No, I don't think so. I think he's, he still provides a big, strong target for us. Yeah, it'd be nice for him to be, hitting the scoreboard a bit more, but as long as he competes, tackles, chases, he even pinched it in the ruck on the weekend. I thought he was pretty good at times, just going up there, and so we just got to help him out. We all go through time, or periods of your career where you're struggling, and we just got to support him. And I don't think there's any need for him to go back and play in the VFL.
Do you take a bit of confidence out of the past 2 years, given that top 4's not be all and end all for you guys?
It is. I think at the moment our focus is just to get another couple of wins to make sure finals is guaranteed, and then after that we can worry about where we finish. I think if we start looking too far ahead, and how the ladder is going to finish up, we can fall into a bit of a trap. So our focus win the next couple of games and seal our spot in the finals, and then from there we can work out where we're going to finish.
The fact you did start 9-zip and now have slipped to 8th, can that add some pressure? I mean, no one's never not made the finals after starting like that. Can that add some pressure on the group?
I think externally a lot of people will talk about it, but we know there's reasons why we've lost some of those games in the over the last few weeks, and some of them have been out of our control. But I think internally we're still pretty comfortable where we are. We just got to make sure we stay the course, we don't panic, and I think we'll still have a big impact on what happens in September.
Friday night game against Collingwood, is that what the microscope's going to be on you, everyone's going to be watching. Is that probably what you need at this stage?
Oh, it's a great opportunity. I think we love playing Friday night footy, so if you didn't want to embrace the challenge, you just quit. But I think everyone's up for the challenge. What better time to do it than Friday night under the spotlight?
You've been spoken about a lot over the past couple of years, the age of the group. I mean, do you kind of get, how do I put it, the feeling that you're not going to get these opportunities, I guess, forever, given the age of the group?
I don't know. I think good sides have been able to sort of transition their older players out over slowly over time, and being able to still really stay competitive. So we'd hope that we'll go deep this year again, and hopefully really have a good crack at winning the flag. But I don't think it's the be all and end all. I think we've still got some really good young talent that are coming through. Probably one of the bonuses of having a few injuries at the moment is we're getting young guys, a couple of guys that are here today in Corey Wagner and Ryan Clark. To see them actually play some footy, which you wouldn't have thought at the start of the year, has been great for their development, and hopefully can help fast track them.